Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over two new palettes from Linda Hallberg Cosmetics. You guys have seen me talk about them. You've seen me use them. I adore her. I adore her line. And not just because I love her, but because she has genuinely great products. And the two newest additions are the Metallic Mysteries number 2. This is what the outside packaging looks like. I love this. The last year it was just a plain one, but on the inside we have these shades here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the swatches. We have Collision. I'm just going to mess these up. So here are the swatches, and Collision is from last year's palette. I'm going to show you. You can see it right here. This was my favorite shade in the palette, so I was not mad that they brought it back. I was like, heck yes, I have two Collisions. But here are the two palettes side by side. A little bit of information about the Metallic Mysteries 2 before we move on to this bad boy. So I'm on the Linda Hallberg Cosmetics website. It says, formed from the brightest star, soaring through the northern sky, leading down to the southern constellations, colliding together in one amazing palette. Metallic Mysteries 2 brings you 4 intense shadows that will leave you breathless. Metallic Mysteries 2 palette contains 4 intense metallic shades that can be used wet or dry on eyes, lips, face, body, or hair. No rules, no limits. You're the creator. That's what I love about the line, is that everything is meant to be dual purpose, and I think that's really cool. And that palette retails for $59. Now we're moving on to this bad boy. This is the Infinity Deep palette. I already have the original. This is the original, so again, we have an upgrade on the palette design. This is amazing. Like, I love this right here. So if you haven't seen the first one, it's definitely more on the lighter side. I've used this quite a bit. And again, you can use it everywhere. Eyeshadow, face, just everywhere. Today, I am wearing this shade down here, Milky Way, as my highlight. And then here we have the deep version. I think she did a really good job. It has a large mirror just like the last one, and then these are the shades. Again, face and eyes, anywhere you want to put these. I did a look with this first, so I've done 2 different looks today. This one, which is obviously dramatic, and then a really soft look, mainly focusing on this palette. So you guys will see both of those in this review tutorial. But let me go over this one and let me go ahead and show you guys the swatches. I'm getting ahead of myself. We have Solar, I don't know how to pronounce the next one, Light Year, Red Shift, Polar Star, Mars, Umbra, and Fornax. The Infinity Deep palette retails for $45, and it has the same amazing concept as the original Infinity palette, but comes in deeper shades. The concept of the multi-use Infinity palette is to create palettes that will ease your life, but also spark your creativity. Use the shadows as eyeshadow or blush, for highlighting, contouring, to fill in your brows, or as eyeliner. Infinite possibilities, just how we like it. Now, I just want to let you guys know that I did purchase both of these, but she did also send me one more of the Metallic Mysteries palette, and then this cute little note. And I want to know, please, Linda, let me know, did you write out this note? Is this your signature? Because if it is, I have to keep this forever. So there's that. I need to know. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into both of the eye looks that I did. I'm going to start off with the Infinity Deep palette, which I created this really soft eye look. Obviously the shades in here are intended just for somebody with a little bit more of a deeper skin tone than I have, but I want to let you know that I am wearing this shade right here, Light Year, as my blush, and I love it. And it's also like these 2 shades on the eye, absolutely obsessed with. And then for my highlight, I have on, I think I've already mentioned this, but just in case, I have from the original, I have the lightest shade right here, Milky Way, as my highlight. And then we will get into this situation, and I'm going to forewarn you, like, it looks like a lot, it's a lot of steps, but in the end it all comes together. And I'm using her Flash Crown in Anger Mood. Oh my gosh, it's a red liner that you can use on your lips, eyes, everywhere. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and get into both of the eye looks, and then I will give you guys my thoughts at the end. So the first look I'm going to do is mainly using the Infinity palette, and I'm going to take a 242 and Polar Star over the first 3/4 of the lid. I'm using this shade Dry. Next, I'm going in with a Tom Ford number 13 and Light Year. Love this shade. Starting on the outer corner and then working it up into the transition and crease areas, just kind of blowing it out. Using Umbra on a Smith 247, I'm placing that on the outer corner and then slowly working it halfway into the crease and slightly upwards, just to add a little bit of depth to the look. Now I'm taking the original shade on a MAC 221 and running that right along the lower lash line. Now I want to create just a little bit of shine for this look, so I'm dipping into the Metallic Mysteries 2 palette and using the shade Collision on a MAC 242 to highlight the brow arch and the inner corner. And then to finish off everything, I used Milk Boss Liner for the top rim, and then BCC, that nude, on the lower waterline, and then just finished everything off with mascara. Super simple, easy look. This one is just a little bit more intense and it takes a little bit more time to do, so just take your time. I'm starting off with Light Year from the Infinity palette on a Wayne Goss number 17, and I'm working that into the inner corner area and upwards towards the crease, halfway in. And then the same shade on a Wayne Goss number 20, and I'm going to work it right along the lower lash line. Royal and Lane Nickel BOM 44 in the shade Umbra. I'm kind of fluffing that on the outer corner and smoking it out halfway into the outer crease. Now I'm taking that red Mars shade on a Royal and Lane Nickel BOM 46, and I'm deepening up the outer corner and smoking that shade out. Just not as high as I did with the last shade. Now I'm dipping into the Metallic Mysteries 2 palette in the shade Draco on a Linda Hallberg 303, and I'm using this shade Dry. I'm placing it on the inner portion of the lid and working it upwards, and when I have less amount of product on the brush, I'm going to blend right around the edges. Then I'm going to go back in with that same shade Wet to make it more intense, just on the lid area. With the Linda Hallberg 304, I'm taking the red shade Dry and I'm smoking out the outer corner. But then I am going to go back in with the Delium 776 in the same shade, and I'm going to use it Wet to make it just a little bit more intense. MAC 242 and Collision Wet, placing that right in between the red and the green, blending over the edges of the last two colors so that there's not a harsh line of collision. And then I'm also going to highlight the brow arch with this shade. Now I'm going to take the Flash Crown and Anger Mood on the waterline and then directly below, and then quickly smudging it out with a Sonia G Pencil Pro brush. I'm also going to be placing Anger Mood on the top rim. Royal and Lane Nickel number 47 and that red shade, and I'm blending right over the edges of Anger Mood. Finally, to finish off with the eyeshadow shades, I'm taking a MAC 283 and Collision, and I'm brightening up the inner corner. Then to finish off the look, all I did was add on Kiss Ritzy Lashes. Okay, now that you've seen both of the looks, it's time to talk about my thoughts. So First, I want to say a huge improvement on the packaging in of itself. I think they are both beautiful. This one matches my outfit today, and I'm going to start off with this one. The quality of these are just as good as the original. So if you have the original, you already know what to expect, but these blend out very nicely. They're not patchy. These are smooth. The metallics in here can be used with a lighter hand like I did with my eye, or you could use them wet and bump them up. This one was close to being able to be used as a highlighter for me, but it kind of left a little bit of a gray cast, so that did not work out. So for the majority, I'm going to be using this as an eyeshadow palette with the exception of this shade, because this on my cheeks I think is absolutely beautiful. So A+ on this. I loved the first one and I love the second one. I'm so glad that she kept everybody in mind and came out with a deeper palette. Now for the Metallic Mysteries number 2. Again, it keeps directly in line with the original, which I absolutely loved. I'm actually happy that Collision is in here again. I know that a lot of people don't like to have multiples of the same shade, but this shade is so special to me that I don't even care because it's my favorite. I just love this shade so much. I did actually do a third look, so I've used all of the colors in the palette, and I used this one right here over top of Whipple Flash. You guys have seen me use that flash crayon several times. I just put it all over the lid underneath the lower lash line and kind of blended out the edges, and then put this on top, and it was beautiful, just a smoky eye. And then I just added this, so just 2 shades, and it was stunning. But yep, you guys are missing out on that because my camera's stupid, or it's me, one of the two. But I encourage you guys to go check out Linda Hallberg's YouTube channel, because she shows you so many different ways to use these items and be able to do your brows and be able to use them with the flash crowns and everything. And she's so creative. You will learn so much from her, especially when it comes to how to use her products. But both of these are top notch. I love them both. So if you're thinking about picking them up, I definitely suggest it. Anywho, that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you are picking these up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.